smell that?
What is it?
Blood.
Whoa! You need to run. I said run!
Is Landon okay, Rob?
Whoa.
Hey everyone, Sam Davidson here with MEA Worldwide, and I am talking to Peyton Alex Smith from Legacies. How you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I'm a big fan of Legacies, huge fan of the TVD universe. Did you ever watch the originals or the Vampire Diaries?
You know what? I didn't, but my family is like a huge fan of that world, and so like when they asked me, they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna support you. What's the new show?" And they were like, "Legacies." That's like the spinoff of, and they were like, "Oh, well, now we're gonna actually enjoy it." And I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, like you haven't enjoyed my stuff before?
Right, but no, yeah, I've heard a lot about this this world, this universe, and then when we went to Comic-Con, I kind of got thrown into it, and I saw how big it really is.
It's crazy. Did you get caught up in any episodes, or did you think as an actor it was kind of better to go in like your character was going in blind?
Yeah, actually, that's funny. I thought about that when I got it, because everything was kind of last minute with me, because I was on another show at the time, and so Julie brought me in, and I wasn't able to like do the show, and then finally, like the day before I had to shoot, they flew me out to Atlanta. So I was like, oh, what do? I don't really know this world. I don't know a werewolf, and so like it was interesting, and I ended up like not trying to. I looked up and found what the world was about, but I didn't want to get too into it. So, because it was new to my character, it was new to Raphael.
Absolutely. And how is Raphael different than all of the other characters you've played before?
One, he's a werewolf.
Right.
So yeah, I've never done that, and I kind of get to do a lot of action stuff, which is really cool. But he's very vulnerable, you know. But he has this heart of gold. When I started working with the character, like I made him. I told myself that he was a samurai. So like he had this really strong honor code. So that's kind of what I've been running with for the season.
And speaking of, kind of the stunts, the CGI, what's that like? Do you have a stunt double you always work with?
Yeah. Most of it I like to do my stunts, and they know that, but sometimes I can't, just because Warner Brothers isn't going to have that.
Yeah.
But I have a stunt double who's amazing. We have a stunt team that's amazing, and so as long as I'm comfortable with it and they're comfortable and it's safe, we do it. So like when we did the fight scene with me and Danielle, who plays Hope, we practiced that for a couple of days, and we got out there and we did it. And so when you see it, most of it's us, and some of like the harder stuff might be the stunt doubles.
Speaking of that scene, it was very sexy. It was it was just really cool kind of to watch. How long did it take for you guys to do that? And I could tell it was you guys a lot of the time too, and you put so much emotion into it.
Yeah. Well, Danielle's awesome, and anytime that we work together, we just have like really good chemistry, like on screen and off screen, like we're really good friends. And it was really easy to shoot. Like we practice, and when we do something, we both go all out. So we went in there and kind of just played with it, and we ended up, when it was done, everybody was like, well, that was kind of sexy, and we didn't plan on it being sexy, but it ended up somehow, that happening.
Well, I know that you're not super familiar with the TVD universe, but it did remind me of a very epic love triangle of the Vampire Diaries past, which is Elena, Stefan, and Damon. I've talked with people about this. I've talked to Twitter about it. They're like, no, they're not going to do that again, especially after last week's episode. I see a real love triangle happening. Do you think that's something that you guys are working towards, or are you kind of just trying to throw us off our game?
It's interesting. I personally don't know where they're gonna go with it. It's Julie and Brett. They keep it really tight, even though they want us to be surprised. But it's interesting. Like Raphael's had like his just love life is tough. Like even when he came in, like with his girlfriend dying, and then kind of not knowing what was going on with him and Josie, and then just being angry at both of them and just the world, and kind of just trying to find somebody to love him at the time, going with Lizzie, and then somehow he connected with Hope, and I don't know where it's gonna go, but at the moment he does have feelings for Hope, but he also, like I said earlier, like that samurai mentality, like he still wants to honor his best friend, his brother, the only thing that he has connected to the outside world.
It'd also be really nice for him to be with someone he can't kill.
Yeah, that might be good. You want to be killing all your girlfriends.
Just have a girlfriend that is just unkillable, basically.
This is like the second show where my girlfriend's died. I don't know what's going on. Manager was like, what's going on?
You're like, my girlfriend better be careful.
Oh my God.
So tell me a little bit about the process of getting cast. And so you said you were already working on a show. So were you one of the last ones to actually get cast?
As far as the regulars, I was the very last person to be cast. I started the process like it was out here in LA. I was out here for LA for a minute, auditioned, and I knew that I couldn't do it because it was like pilot season, and I knew that I was on another show. But I went in, and Julie was like, "Whoa." I was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just out here chilling. I don't know." And I thought I'd never hear back from him, and they were like, "Oh, we'll send in another tape. It's your call back." I did that, and for like 4 months, I didn't hear anything. I went to New York. I was like, "Oh, that's dead. That's over with. Let me audition." And I was about to do a movie, and they were like, "Yo, can you come in real quick? It's a callback." And I was like, "For what?" And they were like, "Legacies." And I was like, "They haven't finished it?" I was like, "For sure." So I went in and did a couple auditions, and they picked me. And I flew out. I had to fly out in like within 4 hours because they were already shooting, and so I had to go in the day. So I'm reading my script like the first day of work, and I'm like meeting everybody, and and I asked Julie, I was like, "Yo, this guy who's my best friend, my brother, is there a chance that I could just meet him? I just want to meet him before we get out there." So it was a whirlwind, but it ended up working out.
Well, thank you so much.
Nah, thank y'all for having me.
Of course, and make sure you guys check out Legacies on the CW on Thursdays. The last few episodes coming up, and you're not going to want to miss it.